The following video is going to be unusual when compared to my other work, in the sense that usually I strive to present facts in my videos, or at the very least, claims with sources, then leaving it up to the viewer to draw their own conclusions. Today's video, on the other hand, will not be like that. In this video, I'd like to add my own unique perspective to the debate surrounding AI-generated images. Before I begin, I want to state that I work as an artist, so my viewpoint is likely biased. But with that out of the way, most individuals probably don't recognize how significant and integral drawing is to contemporary civilization. Almost everything around us, from everyday objects to structures, equipment, films, and video games, they begin as a drawing that progresses to the finished product. Without drawing, the existence and widespread use of modern technologies, as well as a large part of the contemporary entertainment industry, is simply unfeasible. And without drawing, these videos wouldn't exist either. I can best illustrate the significance of drawing with this well-known little story. In 1882, while on a walk, Nikola Tesla came up with the idea for a brushless AC motor, making the first sketches of its rotating electromagnets in the sand of the path he had been walking on. But how does this all relate to the third eye? And what exactly is the third eye anyway? The third eye, according to various esoteric and occult theories and systems, is part of our brain with which we can visualize, or more accurately, channel images. This organ is responsible for our intuitions, dreams, and visions. According to these systems, this organ is the key to magical or psychic powers. They explain the abilities of so-called seers and psychics, the phenomena of visions, clairvoyance, and future sight, with an advanced state of this organ's development. According to mainstream science, the existence of the third eye is nonsense, yet in my experience, mainstream science is frequently incorrect. During meditation, I often feel a throbbing sensation in the middle of my forehead, and on one occasion, I saw a symbol while meditating that I was unfamiliar with, but subsequently discovered while exploring the internet. At this point, I'm convinced that our brains do not generate the images and ideas that burst into our heads. Instead, they're summoned from the collective subconscious, the Akashic Chronicle, higher planes of existence, or whatever we want to call it. The one thing that most magical techniques and drawing have in common is that they all involve visualization, and this is something various AI art software applications cannot replicate. Developers created these programs utilizing billions of existing images. They will never be able to overcome the limitations imposed by the images used to create them, no matter how advanced the technology becomes. Software cannot communicate with the higher planes to call down something new or unique that no one in today's society has previously seen. This AI software is dependent on humans to receive these visions on its behalf, and thus can only create images based on information that a human has programmed it with. And I think this is the biggest problem with AI art. It's not that it's morally dubious to utilize the work of countless artists to create an automated corporate product that will deny those artists a living. Not the fact that using the images the way they did to train the AI program was probably illegal. This is best demonstrated by the fact that Stability AI, which developed Stable Diffusion for its AI music program, did not dare to utilize any famous musician or copyrighted music for its AI song software. Quite obviously because the legal capabilities and influence of the music industry far exceeds that of independent illustrators and painters. The developers of this AI software know that what they are doing is illegal, and that they would have no chance against the music industry in the legal field. They assume that artists who draw and paint would only offer token resistance in the form of rage posts on Twitter and video essays on YouTube. They may even be right. Only time will tell. So the biggest problem with AI art is that it discourages young people from drawing and will tempt many artists to change careers out of fear of becoming irrelevant and replaced by a machine, much like many other industries in recent decades. However, drawing, and art in general, is far too important to be left to computer programs. If AI art replaces humans, it will not only have an impact on what kind of images we hang up on the wall, but on all kinds of aesthetics, from buildings, to movies, to cars. If we entrust this work to AI, we can say goodbye to any innovation in these fields. Considering how much cheaper and faster an image produced by AI is compared to a human, there's a realistic chance of this happening one day. Furthermore, one of the simplest ways to develop the third eye is through drawing, or more precisely, the visualization which we perform while drawing. Since the spread of AI art may result in fewer people pursuing drawing, even as a hobby, it may have negative consequences toward the spiritual development of the human race that a materialistic person couldn't even fathom. In short, the biggest problem with AI art is that fewer people will engage in drawing and painting, which will have unforeseeable negative consequences for humanity. But of course, despite these negative consequences of AI art, I think there is potential for a lot of positive outcomes as well. Now that the genie is out of the bottle and AI art software is here to stay, I think it's very important for us to sort out how to properly incorporate it into our society to mitigate as much of the negative potential as possible. So, what could be the solution? In my opinion, I believe it's necessary to ensure that there's no profit motivation behind it. The best way to do that is to make sure that AI-generated images, or anything created using AI art, does not fall under copyright protection. After all, these AI art algorithms were created using the collective artistic heritage of humanity. Therefore, no individual or company has the right to make money out of it. But then again, this poses an interesting question. If the visualizations and creative works we as human beings manifest into reality are truly channeled through our third eye from the collective consciousness of our realm, how is that any different to an AI algorithm channeling the collective works we've programmed it with to create images of its own? If our thoughts and ideas come from a higher plane, is anyone truly entitled to sole ownership of their creative works? Maybe the true solution to this problem instigated by AI art is to remove copyright protections entirely.